Hi, my name is Carla Calix, and I will be doing an assignment that will be talking all about antonyms. For this project, I will be focusing on antonyms. I will be gearing this assignment towards a child who is from the ages of 6 to 9. And in this assignment, I will be using the poster board and a couple index cards, and I'm just going to need a table. And for this assignment, I'm going to talk to my student next to me. They're going to be sitting side by side, and we're going to be identifying opposites of the flashcards, which are antonyms. So because I'm working with such a young student, they're not necessarily going to understand what an antonym is. So I decided to change the word antonym, and you decide to use the word opposite. I'm going to tell the child that opposite means two things that are not the same. So, for example, I'm going to use two of my flashcards and going to use two very simple words, up and down. They are opposite. We know they're opposite because up is this way and then down is this way. Another example I can use, I'm going to use another one of my flashcards, is tall and short. So we have a really tall woman. She's very, very tall. And then we're going to have the short lady here. So you can see by the picture how they're different because she's so little and she's really big. And then I'm going to give them those examples, and we're going to start off the assignments. Once I feel that they're comfortable understanding what the word opposite means, we're going to start doing the therapy lesson. So for the therapy lesson, I'm going to have the flashcards. I'm going to set them up on the table, and I am going to kind of mix them up a little bit, and I'm going to have the child identify what two words are different. Mind you, they do have pictures, so it makes it a little easier for the child to identify. So I'm just going to set them down. And from there, I'm going to have the child find the two pictures that are different with the word. So we have all the pictures laid out, and I'm going to pick up two words, pretending that I am the student. So I'm going to pick cold and hot. Now I'm going to put them up on the board. I unfortunately don't have any Velcro. If I had Velcro or had better magnets, I would put them up on the board, but I'm going to use tape. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set them side by side, so one part on one side of the line, and then the other on the other side of the line. So we have hot and cold. And we're going to do this again. After I did mine, I would have the student pick up ones that they find that were opposite from one another. So they look down at the index cards that I have, and for example, they pick up day and night. I would say, good job. Now let's put that on the board side by side to one another. So they go up here, put it next to each other on the board. Once they put it on the board, I would ask them, so what is the opposite of day? They look back up if they needed to, and they'd say the opposite of day is night. And I'd kind of rephrase if they understand that they are opposite. The opposite of day is night, and the opposite of hot is cold. Just to kind of have it refresh in their mind. Again, if the child is having difficulty figuring out the opposites of the two words, I would probably do a turn-taking method or work with them together. So I'm going to give you an example of the turn-taking method. So I would go first. I'd pick two. For example, I would do the whole fruit and vegetable, and I'd put it up there. And then I would be like, okay, now it's your turn. And help me find two words that are the opposite of one another. So they'll look at the bottom, and I'll tell them, okay, so what two kind of are the opposite of one another? How are they different? How are they not the same? So they're going to pick two pictures. So if they pick up and down, they're having difficulty, be like, okay, so which way is up? They'll be like this, and which way is down? Good, they're opposite of one another because up is going this way and down is going this way. So then I would have them put that on the board, be like, good job. All right, and we're going to move on to the next one. And if I notice that the child is this assignment is too easy for them, one thing I could do is add more difficult words. For example, I can use the word add or subtract. Another thing I can do is make the pile larger. I could also just use words. This one's very difficult because they have to visualize the image in their head, and it's not just directly in front of them. So there are some other things you can do to make the assignment a little more challenging for someone who finds the assignment a little easy. Another thing is I would probably give this assignment about 30 minutes max, depending on the child. If you notice that they're having a little more difficulty, go the whole 30 minutes, really take it slow. And for the child who is, it's just a little easier for them, challenge them during the session. Find different ways for them, find different ways that you can make the assignment more challenging. Like I said, adding more difficult words, adding just the words on the back instead of the picture. And at the very end of the session, what we do is, of course, we'd rephrase, be like, okay, the opposite of hot is cold, the opposite of day is night, the opposite of happy is sad, the opposite of up is down, and we'd say that in the class at the very end of the therapy session. And at the very end, I would have a little prize box. And at the very end, I'd have them go through and be like, okay, since you did such a good job today, I'm going to let you pick from the prize box. So they can pick out a pencil, little bracelet, keychain, something small to use as positive reinforcement for the work that they did in the day's therapy. That is all I have to offer for today. This is my example of receptive therapy assignment. And thank you very much.